My family forgot my graduation on purpose, so I changed my name and never came back. And that decision changed everything. Harley, where are you? The defense starts in 45 minutes. My stomach dropped as I stared at my phone. Mom, I'm at Patterson Hall, where I've told you I'd be for the past 8 months. There was a pause on the other end. Patterson Hall. Sweetheart, we thought that was next Friday. We're at Brendan's backyard barbecue right now. The whole family's here. We can't just leave. I stood there in my pressed navy suit, doctoral regalia draped over my arm, feeling like someone had punched me in the chest. Mom, I'm defending my dissertation today. I'm becoming Dr. Harley Brennan today, and you're at a barbecue. Hi, I'm Harley. Today I'm going to tell you how my family forgot the most important day of my life, and how I made sure they'd never forget me again. But before I continue, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. Let me explain my family, because without understanding them, none of this will make sense. I'm the middle child of 3, stuck between perfection and privilege. My older sister Vivian is 34, effortlessly beautiful, married to a corporate attorney named Carter, 2 kids who could model for Gap ads. She runs a boutique consulting firm from home, which basically means she shows up to wine and cheese networking events twice a month. My younger brother Brendan is 27, the golden boy, Dad's successor at his commercial real estate company. Despite producing mediocre results that somehow get praised, like he'd discovered cold fusion, he'd just gotten engaged to his girlfriend Autumn, and the wedding planning had taken over every family conversation for 6 solid months. Then there's me, 30 years old, invisible since childhood. Growing up in Austin, Texas, my family had money. Not obscene wealth, but comfortable upper-middle-class comfort. Dad built his real estate empire from the ground. Mom worked part-time as an interior designer for luxury homes. Everything looked perfect from the outside, except if you were me, watching from the margins. I'd always been the achiever. Nobody noticed. National Merit Scholar. Vivian got a Lexus that same week for hosting a successful charity gala. Full ride to Rice University. Brendan's college tuition at UT got paid in full while I juggled 3 part-time jobs to cover living expenses. I learned early, work twice as hard, expect half the recognition. But a PhD in environmental engineering from Stanford, 8 years of brutal research defending groundbreaking work on sustainable water systems, this had to be different. This was monumental. I'd solved problems that could impact millions of lives. Surely this would make them see me. I sent the dissertation defense announcement in October. Official university letterhead mailed to their house. Created a family group text, posted it 3 separate times. April 22nd, 3:00 p.m., Patterson Hall. Can't wait to celebrate this milestone with you all. I'd typed my hope embarrassingly earnest. Mom responded 4 hours later. So proud, honey. Vivian, amazing, sis. Brendan, nice work, Harley. Dad never responded. Typical. He barely checked his phone. I should have known then, but I desperately wanted to believe this time would be different. Through November and December, I mentioned it at every family gathering. We did Sunday dinners at my parents' house twice monthly. I was usually the only one who showed up consistently. Vivian had kid activities. Brendan had work emergencies that somehow always coincided with family time. Defense is in 5 months, I said in January, passing the roasted vegetables. April 22nd, you're all marked down, right? Absolutely, Mom said, scrolling through her phone. Wouldn't miss it for the world. It starts at 3. But I'd love if you could come at 2:30 for photos before, Mom murmured, not looking up. Dad was absorbed in his tablet. What's that, kiddo? My dissertation defense. PhD, April 22nd. Right. Got it on the calendar. Red flags everywhere. But I wanted so badly to believe. In February, Brendan announced he was hosting his annual spring barbecue. A massive blowout at his new house in Westlake Hills. Brisket, live band, cornhole tournament, the works. He posted it in the family chat. April 22nd, 1:00 p.m., 6:00 p.m., bringing back the legendary Brennan Barbecue Bash. My blood went cold. I typed back immediately. Brendan, that's my defense day. His response came 20 minutes later. Oh yeah, what time is your thing? 3:00 for like 2 hours plus photos. People can do both. Come to the barbecue after. We'll celebrate you too. Brendan, Stanford is an hour away without traffic. There's no doing both. Harley, I've already invited 70 people. I can't reschedule, just come when you're done. I called Mom immediately. Did you see Brendan scheduled his barbecue the same day as my defense? I saw. Isn't it wonderful? He's really becoming quite the host. Mom, you can't attend both. Long pause. Harley, don't be melodramatic, we'll work something out. Work something out? I've had this date set for months. Brendan just planned this. He's put so much work into this event. Honey, all his friends from the firm are coming. Carter's bringing his partners. I'm defending my doctoral dissertation, and we'll be there. Harley, stop catastrophizing. But I knew, God, I already knew. Through March, I confirmed repeatedly. Called each family member individually. My best friend from Stanford, Natasha, said I was being paranoid. They're your parents, Harley. They'll show up. You don't know them like I do. Monday before the defense. Mom, confirming you're coming Saturday, 3:00 p.m., Patterson Hall. Yes, sweetheart, written down. Wednesday, texted Dad. See you Saturday at Stanford. Looking forward to it, kiddo. Thursday, called Brendan. You're still coming to my defense, right? Yeah. Yeah. Though Autumn really wants to be at my barbecue the whole time. She's stressed about the planning. Brendan, my dissertation defense. I know. We'll figure it out. Friday night, I called Mom one final time. She answered on the 5th ring, harried. Hi, honey. Can't talk long. I'm at Brendan's helping set up for tomorrow. My world tilted. Set up for what? His barbecue. The rental company delivered the wrong tent size. Total disaster. Mom, my defense is tomorrow. I know, sweetie. 3:00, right? Right. And you're coming? Of course. See you there. Gotta go. Caterer's calling. She hung up. Saturday morning. I woke at 6:00 a.m. despite the defense not starting until 3. Couldn't sleep. I put on my Navy suit, tailored, professional, bought specifically for this day. Did my makeup carefully, curled my hair, every detail perfect. I had earned this moment, 8 years of research, countless sleepless nights pushing boundaries in my field. Today I became Dr. Harley Brennan. Natasha picked me up at noon. Her parents had flown in from Philadelphia with her twin sisters. They'd brought flowers, a banner that read, "Congratulations, Dr. Brennan," and enough enthusiasm to fill the auditorium. Your family meeting you there? Natasha's mom asked as we drove. That's the plan, I said, voice tight. By 2 p.m., I was in Patterson Hall arranging my notes. My phone buzzed. Text from Vivian. Brendan's barbecue is insane. Brisket is perfection. Wish you could be here before your thing. My hands started shaking. I texted back, my thing is in 1 hour. No response. 2:15. I called Mom. She answered over loud music and laughter. Harley, where are you? We're all at Brendan's. I'm at Stanford, Mom, where I've been telling you I'd be for 8 months. What? No, honey, we thought your defense was next weekend. Something snapped inside me. I sent you the official announcement in October. I've mentioned it at every single dinner. I called you 3 days ago to confirm. Well, we're at Brendan's barbecue right now. Everyone's here. All his colleagues, Carter's partners, the neighbors. We can't just leave. I'm defending my doctoral dissertation, and you chose brisket. Don't take that tone, young lady. We got confused about dates. These things happen. We'll celebrate with you next week. These things don't just happen, Mom. I've reminded you 20+ times. You're being unreasonable. Don't ruin Brendan's event by creating drama. We'll see you afterward. She hung up. I stood in the hallway, doctoral candidates flowing around me in their regalia. Natasha found me frozen, staring at my phone. They're not coming, I whispered. They're at Brendan's barbecue. Said they got confused about the date. Natasha's face contorted with rage. You've been talking about this for months. I know, this is your PhD defense. I know. She hugged me tight. My family's here for you. We're all here. At 2:45, we processed into the auditorium. My committee sat at the front. Dr. Patterson, Dr. Reeves, Dr. Okafor, brilliant minds who'd guided my research. The audience was sparse but present. Natasha's family in the front row, other doctoral candidates supporting each other, some of my research partners. The 5 seats I'd reserved for my family sat empty. At 3 p.m. exactly, Dr. Patterson called the room to order. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here for the dissertation defense of Harley Elizabeth Brennan, whose groundbreaking research on sustainable desalination systems for coastal communities represents a significant advancement in environmental engineering. When I stood to present 8 years of my life's work, I saw Natasha's dad recording on his phone, her mom clutching tissues, her sisters holding up encouraging signs. My own family was eating barbecue an hour away. The defense lasted 2 hours. I presented my research, innovative desalination technology that could provide clean water to millions, answered my committee's questions, and defended my methodology with the precision I'd spent 8 years developing. When Dr. Patterson announced, "Congratulations, Dr. Brennan, your dissertation is approved with distinction," Natasha's family erupted in applause. Other candidates joined in. Even my typically reserved committee members smiled broadly. I'd done it. Against every odd, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, I'd earned my doctorate. But the 5 empty seats in the front row felt like black holes sucking the joy from the room. Afterward, during photos, Natasha's mom tried to fill the void. "Your parents must be so proud," she said, standing beside me in one picture. I smiled but said nothing. My phone buzzed constantly throughout the evening. Natasha's family took me to dinner at an upscale steakhouse downtown. Her dad made a toast. "To Dr. Harley Brennan, whose brilliance and determination inspire us all. Your research will change lives. You should be incredibly proud." I cried into my filet mignon. Around 8 p.m., I finally looked at my phone. "Dad, sorry we couldn't make it, sweetheart. Got our wires crossed on the date. Dinner next week. Brendan, congrats on finishing. Sorry we missed it." The barbecue went late. Super successful, though. Everyone's already asking about next year's. "Vivian, hope your defense went well. Let's grab coffee soon." "Mom, you're being very unreasonable about this." "Harley, we made an honest mistake. Stop being dramatic. An honest mistake." 8 months of reminders, multiple confirmations, written announcements, group texts, phone calls, all of it meaningless because Brendan wanted to grill brisket. I didn't respond to any of them. Sunday, Mom called 6 times. I didn't answer. Finally, she texted, "This silent treatment is childish. We're your family. Call me back." I blocked her number, then Dad's, then Vivian's, then Brendan's. Monday morning, I drove to the Travis County Courthouse. Texas allows name changes through a simple petition process. I filled out the paperwork, changing my legal name from Harley Elizabeth Brennan to Harley Morrison, my maternal grandmother's maiden name. Grandma Morrison had been the only person in my family who truly saw me, who asked about my research, who understood why my work mattered. She'd passed away 3 years ago, but her memory felt more present than my living family. 2 weeks later, it was official. Harley Brennan no longer existed. I'd already accepted a position with an environmental consulting firm in Portland, Oregon, as far from Austin as I could get while staying in the continental U.S. I'd told my family I was considering several offers but never gave specifics. Now I simply disappeared, changed my phone number, created new social media under Harley Morrison with maximum privacy settings, closed my old email, opened a new one, changed all my emergency contacts to Natasha's information, updated my professional accounts with my new name and Portland address. The moving company came in early May. I packed my entire Austin life into boxes and shipped it northwest. Natasha helped me load the truck. "Are you absolutely sure about this?" she asked. "Cutting them off completely?" "They cut me off years ago, Nat. I'm just making it official. They're going to lose their minds when they realize." "Good. Let them feel invisible for once." I didn't leave a forwarding address. Portland welcomed me with gray skies and constant drizzle, perfect for someone wanting to disappear. The environmental firm, EO Solutions Northwest, valued my research immediately. My first project involved developing water reclamation systems for drought-prone communities. Finally, people who understood that my work mattered. 3 weeks after moving, curiosity got the better of me. I'd kept one thing from my old life, my original phone, powered off, tucked in a drawer. I turned it on. 83 missed calls, over 200 texts. "Mom, Harley, where are you? This isn't funny." Mom, your father and I are very worried. Call us immediately. Dad, your mother's beside herself. Whatever we did, let's talk about it. Vivian, did you seriously move without telling anyone? That's incredibly immature. Brendan, dude, what's going on? Mom's freaking out. Mom, I called Stanford. They confirmed you completed your degree but won't tell me where you went. This is ridiculous. Harley. Dad, we're sorry about the defense. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Mom, I filed a missing person report. The police need to know you're safe. I laughed out loud at that one. I was 30 years old and a licensed environmental engineer with a doctorate. I wasn't missing. I was finally found. I deleted everything and turned the phone back off. 4 months into Portland, I was thriving. My research was getting published. I'd made friends with colleagues who actually showed up for happy hours. I started dating a civil engineer named Alex, who thought my passion for sustainable water systems was fascinating, not boring. Then Natasha called. Your mom tracked me down on LinkedIn. What did she want? Your location. She's telling everyone you had a breakdown and vanished. She wants your new number. Don't give it to her. I won't, but Harley, they're your family. No, Nat. Family shows up. Family remembers important dates. Family doesn't choose barbecue over doctoral defenses. They're just people I used to know. That's cold. That's honest. 6 months after leaving Austin, Grandma Morrison's sister, my great-aunt Ruth, died. I saw the obituary online. Unlike with my immediate family, I'd stayed in touch with Aunt Ruth. She'd sent me a card after my defense. Congratulations, Dr. Morrison. Your grandmother would be so proud. She was 91, lived a full life, and deserved my presence at her goodbye. I flew back to Austin. The funeral was at Riverbend Chapel, same place as Grandma Morrison's service. I walked in wearing black, my hair now shoulder length instead of the long style I'd had before, styled differently. Small changes that somehow transformed me. I looked like Dr. Harley Morrison, not Harley Brennan. Mom spotted me first. Her face cycled through shock, relief, rage, confusion. Harley, where have you been? Portland. Portland, what are you doing in? She stopped. Your job, the one you wouldn't tell us about. I told you I was considering offers. I accepted one. Dad appeared, Brendan and Vivian behind him. They stared at me like I was a stranger. You can't just disappear for 6 months without telling anyone. Dad's voice was sharp. Actually, Dad, I can. I'm an adult with a doctorate. I don't need permission. Vivian stepped forward, her expression cold. This is about the defense, isn't it? You're still holding a grudge. A grudge? I kept my voice level, but something dangerous edged into it. No, Vivian. Grudges are about petty slights. This is about finally accepting reality. What's that supposed to mean? Brendan asked. It means I spent 30 years being invisible in this family. I finally made it official. Mom's eyes filled with tears. How can you say that? We've always loved you. Love and attention aren't the same thing, Mom. Love isn't the same as showing up. You chose Brendan's barbecue over my doctoral defense after 8 months of reminders. That told me everything I needed to know. We made a mistake. You made a choice. My voice cut through her excuse. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk. You consciously decided that brisket and cornhole mattered more than my PhD. That's not fair, Brendan interjected. We got the dates confused. 20 reminders, Brendan. Written announcements, phone calls, text messages, family dinners where I mentioned it repeatedly. You got confused because you didn't care enough to remember. Dad tried his authoritative approach. Harley, you're being unreasonable. We're here now. We can move past this. You're here for Aunt Ruth's funeral. You've been here my entire life in the physical sense, but you've never actually seen me. That's not true. Mom's voice rose. We've been to plenty of your events. Name one. I crossed my arms. One event of mine you attended. Silence. All 4 of them looked at each other. There were things, Vivian started. Name one. More silence. You can't, can you? Because you weren't there. Not for my college graduation. You were at Vivian's anniversary dinner. Not for my master's defense. Brendan had a golf tournament. Not for my research presentation that won the departmental award, someone's birthday brunch. Not for anything that mattered to me. Maybe if you'd reminded us more. Brendan tried. I reminded you about my doctoral defense 23 times. I counted. You still chose barbecue. The funeral director appeared. We are ready to begin. Thank God. I sat with Aunt Ruth's other relatives, people who had sent congratulations cards and actually remembered my achievements. After the service, I headed straight for my rental car. Mom followed me out. Harley, please, we need to talk about this properly. There's nothing to discuss. You changed your name. Do you know how that made us feel? Finding out our daughter legally erased us. You wanted me invisible. Congratulations, you got your wish. That's not what we wanted. Then you should have shown up when it mattered. I opened the car door. I'm happy now, Mom. I have colleagues who value my work, friends who actually remember important dates, a partner who thinks my research is important. I don't need people who can't be bothered to write down doctoral defense correctly. So you're just done? Never coming back? I'll come back for funerals, that's it. I drove away, watching her shrink in my rearview mirror. A month later, a letter arrived at Eco Solutions. They'd called every major environmental firm in Portland until they found me. 5 pages from Mom. Handwritten apologies mixed with justifications. She was sorry. She'd been overwhelmed with Brendan's party planning. She'd written the wrong date. Dad had relied on her calendar. Honest mistake. Please come home. Please forgive them. I fed it through my office shredder. Brendan came next. Showed up at my office unannounced 2 months later. Somehow talked his way past reception. Found me reviewing water system designs in my office. We need to talk, Harley. We really don't. You changed your name. Morrison like Grandma. Mom cried for a week. And that's supposed to make me feel guilty? It's messed up. We're your family. You're people who share my DNA, not the same thing. Because we missed one event. You missed every event, Brendan. All of you did. My defense was just when I stopped pretending it didn't matter. That's not fair. We've been to your stuff. Name one thing, one event you attended that was important to me. He opened his mouth, closed it. There were definitely things. You can't name one because you weren't there. Not my college graduation, my master's defense, my research awards, my publication celebration. Nothing. But I showed up for your engagement party, your housewarming, every barbecue, Vivian's gallery openings, her kids' birthday parties, everything. Maybe if you'd communicated better. I sent you 23 reminders about my doctoral defense. Professional announcements, texts, calls, in-person conversations. You still chose grilling meat over my PhD. He had no response. I'm happy in Portland, Brendan. I have people who respect my work, who show up, who think clean water systems matter. I don't need people who can't remember the most important day of my life. So that's it. You're just done with us? I told Mom. I'll come back for funerals, that's it. He left angry, I didn't care. Vivian tried the guilt approach. Long email about family bonds, forgiveness, how I was hurting everyone with my selfishness. I responded with one line. You texted me about brisket during my dissertation defense. We have nothing else to discuss. She didn't write back. Dad was last, nearly a year after I'd left. Simple email. I'm sorry, Harley. You deserved better from me. I hope you found happiness. It was the closest any of them had come to real accountability. I wrote back, thank you, I have. That was 3 years ago. I'm 33 now. Lead engineer at EO Solutions, published researcher, recognized expert in sustainable water systems. I married Alex last fall. Small ceremony, just friends and his family. Natasha was my maid of honor. Alex's parents walked me down the aisle together, both beaming with genuine pride. My birth family wasn't invited. They found out through social media when Alex's sister posted photos. Mom sent a card about how hurt she was to be excluded from my wedding. I threw it away without responding. Sometimes people ask why I won't give them another chance. Why I'm being so harsh over one missed event. But it wasn't one event. It was 30 years of being overlooked, culminating in the one day that should have been impossible to forget. It was choosing barbecue over a doctorate. It was 23 reminders that weren't worth writing down correctly. It was finally realizing they'd never really see me. Not like they saw Vivian's social calendar or Brendan's mediocre career or even Vivian's kids' soccer games. If your family repeatedly chose other people's cookouts over your life's greatest achievements, would you disappear forever or keep hoping they'd finally notice?